right, gentlemen, welcome back on Coming Soon. It's so great to see you again. Actually, we promised to see each other after the Ark's season one finale, and here you are. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good to see you.
Fine. Are you happy with the results?
Oh, yeah. I think so. I mean, it's up to the audience what they think, but I'm happy with it.
We had a great time making it, and it's been so much fun watching the community grow week after week. And to get 6.5 million people watching a show in today's world it's no small feat. So yeah, we're very grateful.
What do you think contributed to the success of the first season of the Ark, which, as you just mentioned, reached 6.5 million viewers and smashed all kinds of records on Syfy?
I mean, to me, I think it's because this show really is a love letter to a type of science fiction show that's hard to see nowadays. And I think that there was a certain appetite in the world for an old-fashioned space opera. We tend now to do these very dark, very edgy, slow, mysterious rollouts of shows, and they're terrific. But sometimes you want some more items on the menu, and I think we came up with the one that people were looking for.
Jonathan, how do you plan to maintain that momentum going forward into future seasons? Hopefully.
Very carefully and strategically. We've already got some really fun ideas, and we're charging ahead.
In the final seconds of season one, we see a giant planet full of liquid methane exploding. The Ark One has to flee, of course. Will they ever find some peace?
Eventually, they will find some peace. I don't know how long that peace will last, but they will find some peace. In season 20, they'll find peace. The end of season 20.
It sounds good. And is Evelyn Maddox truly changed?
You'll have to watch and see.
The only thing that you can expect on the Ark is the unexpected.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Yeah, considering all the things we saw this season. But I was curious, how does it work in these cases? I mean, of course, the Ark has already been renowned for another season, but have you shot an alternate ending just in case?
Well, in the case of this show, we felt fairly confident that we would get another season, but we still made a point of ending it on a positive note. I mean, it ends with hope. And if we had not been picked up, thankfully we were, but if we had not, the audience can sort of fill in the blanks that everybody would climb on board Ark 15 and be okay, So it ends with a cliffhanger that can also be a conclusion.
I understand. Earlier this year, I was in Berlin and I saw that the Berlinale screened a few of the episodes. How much do you think that that impacted the popularity of this show? And how big of a deal was it for you to be at the Berlinale?
Well, traditionally the Berlin Film Festival has been only feature films, and only in the last few years did they start to include television. And this was the first time they actually were screening television. And they only selected, I think, 8 shows, and we were one of the first shows selected. So I think that was a great kind of endorsement of the show, and kind of put the word out that this show is worth watching. And then obviously as a small independent company, Electric Entertainment, our company, it really helped us sell the show all around the world. And now we're starting to open everywhere. We just opened in Spain. We're going to be opening in England soon. And it's just been tremendous to see the world embrace the characters of the Ark.
Oh, congrats on that. How was it to work with Serbian directors?
Well, we fortunately found some very good ones, and so it was not all that different than working with American directors. I think it was probably a little harder for the actors just because of the language difference. But all our directors spoke perfect English, so it's just a matter of colloquialisms and things like that aren't quite the same. Little touches like that I think are a little challenging, but it worked out great.
Jonathan and I had done another series in Serbia called The Outpost, and we got to know some of these directors on that show, and we became quite fond of their work. So the chance to bring them back on this show, we jumped on it.
Yeah, I was about to ask, is any of the season 1 directors coming back for season 2?
Sure.
Hopefully, yeah.
And will production still go down in Serbia?
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely.
So you found yourself pretty comfortable and you're happy with the results, right?
Yeah, they're great. It's a great crew. Everybody there works their butts off and just have great attitudes and talented and skilled at what they do. And so there's absolutely no reason to leave. We're happy there.
The actors looked pretty happy too. I saw some of their pictures on Instagram before the junket, before the series aired. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they will be thrilled to go back there. But speaking of the actors, Jonathan, how was it for you to pen the story of Kelly Fowler, a character who was initially introduced as a mysterious lone survivor from Ark 3?
Well, I assume you're asking because she was played by my daughter. But when we developed the character, it was not intended to be for her necessarily. We started developing her, and as we settled on her age and her type, and I started to realize that what we were describing was my daughter, and so we gave her a chance to audition for it, and the network approved her, and off she went to Belgrade. And I think she's done a good job. I'm proud of her. I'm biased, but I'm.
You should be. She's terrific.
I'm proud of her.
Yeah, and that's the surprise that she was Evelyn Maddox's daughter. Was quite interesting.
Yeah, we always at first there were 3 characters that were found on that ship, and she was just one of them. And then we realized that they were kind of redundant to each other, and we ended up killing one, and then we ended up getting rid of him and killing a different one. And this is in the story in the writer's room. And at one point, the other character was her daughter or her son, I think it was. And we ended up just combining them all into one character and letting Sam do them all. So that's where it came from.
The show features a number of complex themes, including survival, hope, humanity's relationship with the environment. How do you hope what do you think viewers will take away from the show in terms of these larger ideas?
Well, you never know. I think that the number one concept that was important to Jonathan and I was this idea of a hopeful view of humanity, that despite our differences and our flaws, ultimately we rise to the occasion when it really matters. And that's really at the heart and soul of the show. And I hope that's what people take away the most. As far as the other issues, we write the things that we care about. And I hope that in this context, that it's something that can be thought about and discussed and looked at. Very often there are issues that you can't talk about at the dinner table with your family today. But sometimes in a science fiction show, because it's out of the specific and into the theoretical, suddenly discussion can happen again. And our hope is some of these issues are things that can be brought back to the dinner table.
What should fans expect from the Ark in season 2?
A lot of surprises. Hopefully, a lot of fun. It will never go where you think it's going. Hopefully.
When I asked you in our previous interview, you told me that one of the biggest challenges was transforming your ideas, what you penned down, to the to the reality, to the show, and of course to deal with the budget. So right now I'm asking you, will you have perhaps a bigger budget for season 2? Do you have more and more challenging ideas for the upcoming sophomore season?
Well, the unfortunate thing about television is once you've made your deals, those are your deals, and you don't get more money in success, but you also don't get less money in failure. So I guess there's that. So we won't have much more money to do the show, but I think we've also learned a lot of tricks, and we've learned things that I think will help us improve the scope of the show and allow us to put more on the screen. It's a wonderful thing doing a TV series, because every episode you learn a little bit more on efficiencies and what effects you can do and can't do, and then you plan it better. So we're in the planning stages now of season 2, and I got to tell you, every day I walk out of my conversations with Jonathan thrilled and excited about what we're going to try and do this year, and it's going to be more fun, more exciting, wilder. We try to pack more in an hour than most shows do in a season, and we're not going to let up on that.
When will production begin for season 2, or has already started?
Well, we've started writing, and the production will start probably in June, as we're planning now. They're going to start rebuilding the sets and everything soon.
And may I ask I don't want to put a temporal limit, but when you come up with this idea, for how many seasons have you foreseen for this story or this show?
Well, in season 1, it was really just trying to figure out what that first season is, and do we have a window into a second season. But this year, we actually started looking at this in a much longer viewpoint. And I think Jonathan and I are very excited about where the show can go and how long we can keep it going. So we're moving in a direction now to kind of really set up a larger mythology.
That's not what I thought you were going to say, Dean.
I finished my questions. So before I let you go, and of course, I thank you very much for agreeing to do this interview again. Do you have any last messages? Do you have, a peculiar or, a special message for the viewers and for the fans of the Ark?
My only message is thank you. Thank you for watching the show. Thank you for telling your friends about the show. Thanks for getting involved in the community, posting up on social media, watching the after show. I mean, I've never seen a community grow so quickly and be so passionate, and it means the world to all of us who make the show.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better.
Thank you very much again. Congrats on the results. Hopefully I will hear again from you before season 2. Why not?
Okay. Terrific. Always good to see you. Take care.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.